And hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to This Week in RC with me, Scotty Ernst. Our chance to kind of go over things that have happened over the recent weeks and look forward to what's coming up in the upcoming months as we head out of summertime and we start to look forward to the indoor racing season that many of us partake in. When it's summertime, we're spending it outdoors, maybe doing a bit of racing, but a lot of family stuff. And once the indoor season starts, it's time to think about a lot of racing, and that's what we're going to do. So want to welcome everybody along. Let's see, who do we got with us already? Driver Justin Johnson Beavis. That was a great little video you posted of you running away from the bear. That was pretty cool to see you come around the truck and you see a bear sitting there. That was pretty cool. Robert Lindinger, how are you? No, I'm not, Sarah Ann. I'm not late. I was right on time. I started the intro at 2 minutes till, and it was like perfect. But Brent Densford, beachrc.com. How you doing? Jeff Cook, how are you? Thanks for coming this last weekend. Eric, how are you? Tony P, how are you? Jerry Strawn, how you doing? Long-time oval guy from many, many years ago in Iowa. How are you? The Wolfman, making our howl. Rob Mulvaney, how are you? Jason Chang, how are you? Good to see you. Eric Gann, what's up? One of our RC Chili Bowl family members. My goodness, it's just like flying through. Joe, how are you, Joe? Eric Beller. Jared, how are you? Holy cow. Eli Ezro. Eli, what's up? It's been years. How are you? It's good to see you chiming in here. Daeyoon Jung from South Korea, how are you? Good to have you. Matt Miller, no, I'm not going to Clark this weekend. I can't. Kevin Fry, how are you? Hopefully you're going to join us this year. Danny Stockman, what's up, Danny? It was good to see you a couple weeks ago. Troy Alford and Cheryl, how are you? Man, lots of people. What's up, Buckman? The B team is alive well. Jason Newcomer, Bo Dunn, how are you? And I'm just trying to catch up to everybody. Tony, how are you? Mark Estep, Will Engel, how are you? Steve Hansen, man. Doc Love, how are you, Doc? Doc, you're my hero. You know I'm trying to follow in your footsteps, right, with this whole online thing. If you guys don't know Doc Love, he announces short track racing on the East Coast, and he's got his own like radio show and everything. It's pretty cool. Trying to Radio 22. Oh, Doc, I'm failing you. I'm sorry. A lot more people chiming in, so. Todd Felding, how are you? Danny Cox, Matt Dickerson, Jay Chipman. Hi, Jay. How are you? Todd Burmeister, good day to you, sir. Brandon Heitshoe. Neil Lewis from the UK. We got quite an international crowd already. We got Neil from the UK. We got Daeyoung from South Korea. Awesome. Hey, Pete, how are you from Fierce RC? Yes, it was wonderful to meet you. I'm sorry we couldn't connect before, but I'm glad you were able to come up and take a look. Great. I'm glad it sounded good, Doc. Thank you. Doug Gott, how are you? Good to have you following along. Doug, one of our Chili Bowl family members, multi-time winner over there. Chris Gedai, how are you? Right, people. Raphael Keonis, how are you? Jared Niederfer. Jared, you crazy. Alyssa Coffrin, she ran with us this past weekend at our drag race. We had a Great Lakes Dragway. Pretty cool. Oh, Canada in the house. How you doing, Martin? Daniel Turnbull. Espo, how are you, Tom? Miss racing some nitro with you. It's not like last year when we were going to Toledo, once every month. Sure missed that track. Carl Bauer, Matt Donald, how are you? Buddy Elias, good to have you following along. Great to have so many people here in the chat already as we get ready for our stream. It's been about a month since I've been able to do this, so a lot that I want to chat about and want to talk about, and continue seeing people chiming in. How are you, Brandon Teal? Brandon ran well this weekend, had a good time with us, and we're pretty much going to start out with that. This past weekend, here in the Wisconsin area, we had our straight line showdown at the legendary Great Lakes Dragway racetrack, just about 30 minutes south of Milwaukee, about an hour north of Chicago. And in the RC world, RC drag racing has just exploded. It has gotten so popular and so just dominant in the market right now. That it used to be an underground thing, and it's no longer underground. It is the mainstay and probably arguably the fastest growing segment of our hobby right now. And I got kind of dialed into drag racing about, it was mid 2020. A bunch of guys raced here locally at a park and ride here, and Skip Crane and Phil Henzig and Brian Sikowski and a bunch of guys that I've known for a long time were down there racing. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. A local guy named Sergio runs it here in the Milwaukee area, and they got a cool program that they're going. It can be a bit chaotic because it's like bring anything you want, and there's some 6S, Arma cars rolling around. You got to watch your ankles. So it was pretty crazy, but it was really cool. And I saw it growing more and more. And with me not able to do what I do, traveling around and organize races, in the US or in Asia and Europe and everything like that, I said, well, I need to try to find something that, would be cool to do. So I flew out to Vegas for the King of the Streets, which is, the first big major RC drag race. And the gang out there did a fantastic job doing this race, and it was really cool. And it was kind of weird for me because when I go to races, a lot of people know me because I've been in the industry for, over 20 years. So I've been blessed to meet a lot of people. And I go there at drag race, and it's like weird because nobody knows me. A couple guys know me, Dustin from 5-7 Designs and Jim from Teak, and then, Eric Epp from Proline, and the lots of guys, the people that were there, they knew me, but nobody else really knew me. So it was kind of cool. So I was just sitting back, and I went and bought a lawn chair at the store, and I was just sitting there trying to take it in and trying to learn, thinking, could we do this back home? I had pitched the idea before I went out to Vegas to the folks at Great Lakes Dragway, and it was midwinter time, so they said, yeah, cool idea, but just come see us in the spring. So after I got back from Vegas, I went and saw them, and it was kind of cool. I think they had an attitude that was like, yeah, whatever. We've been there, done that. We've been, doing this for I don't know how many years, and we've had lots of people come into our office and pitch ideas, to do it. Now here we are trying to pitch an RC car drag race to them at, this place it's the longest running drag strip in America. 55 years it's been going. So they've seen everything. And, I pitched them our idea, and they said, okay. So once we, season kind of started and we started having a couple practice runs there, they liked the idea and said, okay, we'll see. And they were cool with it. And we fast forwarded to this weekend here, and we had just a fantastic event. I was so happy how everything went off. It was our first time organizing a drag race like this, but it was really something special. Attendance was really good. Not what we had hoped. I had hoped to have a maximum filled out 512 bracket, entry list, so we could have 256 brackets and things like that. But we just wanted to do something different. There was the big race in Vegas, the King of the Streets that I mentioned. There was a super chip race that Greg Bridgewater did down in Tulsa. That was really awesome, where he kind of drew chips to find your competitors and things like that. And that was really cool. The tough thing for those that hit me wrong, not wrong is not the right word, just would deflate me if I was a racer. I tell the example, I went to Vegas. They started at 12:15 on a Saturday. At 12:15 and 2 seconds, guy was done packing his stuff. And I just felt crushed for the guy. I didn't know who he was, but he spent all this money to go to race, and you're out right away on the first race one, heat one, group one, bracket one, whatever you want to call it. Boom, 2 seconds, done. It's like, oh, I felt crushed for the guy. So as I started putting ideas together, I said, what about a double eliminations where you have to lose twice? And I passed it around to our locals around here, and it was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. So we implemented that, and it worked out really well. The guys got a ton of track time for practice and through the racing and things like that. And then we ended up allowing people to run a second entry in each division, which they did at the super chip race and things like that. I should have did it different. So that's a mistake. The one thing I regret of this weekend, I should have did it a bit different, and it made for some unfortunate delays, but that's my fault. I should have, planned a bit better or just thought it more. I don't know, you learn from your mistakes, but we had everybody in the same kind of groups bracket. So we had times where drivers were back to back with the same cars. So like I said, that's my fault. And, we learn from your mistakes. That's the only way we can make our events better, is to find out what you did wrong and not let it do it again, so we can improve. So that was the one downside. But otherwise, the amount of track time people got was insane. Lots of passes, or hits as they call it. And it was really, really great. The Great Lakes Dragway folks were so accommodating. Shout out to one of the guys down there, Chuck Young, who I met when we first went down there. And he's like, "Hey, I got a drag car. I can do this." I'm like, "Yeah, come on down." And he actually works on staff at Great Lakes Dragway. And he just bent over backwards to help us with everything. And Freddie, another guy that works there, the Henning family, Randy and Claire, the owners of it, they were just wonderfully accommodating. And they all helped us to make the venue that we had. I know many people saw it on social media, and it really turned out to be something really, really cool. And I have been blessed to meet a lot of friends through the years, and now I can add a whole lot more drag racers that I never met, become kind of in the family of people that have attended our events. And it's been pretty humbling to read all the posts on social media that have gone on for people that have been doing this for a long time and have had, very kind things to say about our event. As I said, it wasn't perfect. We made lots of mistakes, and that gives us a goal to improve for next year, without question. But it was really, really humbling and nice to read all the kind things from the people that have been around. You had a guy named goes by the name Biscuit, Cody from the East Coast. He had a great time, and one of the nation's top guys, and he had a great time. Things. Mark Fine, who, if you're not in the drag race world, you might not be familiar with him, but he is absolutely one of the top dogs in the drag racing world. Him and all the Arizona guys, Brian Mansky and Frank Greer and all the guys, they came up at the last minute to be able to join us. And it was great to have them. And, local fast guy, not local, I guess from Detroit and Michigan, probably the Midwest, top guy, Frank Albrecht. He and his family came, and his wife Lindsay came and raced. And it was just, a lot of real heavy hitters came, and they all had kind things to say. And it was really, really humbling to hear that. And I'm glad everybody had a good time. That's ultimately our goal, is to make sure that people have a good time when they come and race with us, whatever it is, whether it be the Chili Bowl or the Indoor Champs, or, whatever event it is. We really try to make sure everybody has a good time. And really, there was nobody that had really a bad time. We had a couple guys that had some tough luck, maybe red lighting, or, having trouble with tech or stuff like that. But it really went well. And, I'm thankful that, everybody that came had a good time. And, a lot of shout outs I need to do to thank everybody. First of all, to Hobbywing. Big thanks to Dee and Charlie and everybody at Hobbywing for being a title sponsor. It was great that they were here. Charlie came, helped out on the microphone a little bit, and did a whole lot of picking on me and stuff like that. But that's okay. Charlie and I go way back. But he's going to be making a video and stuff that he does on his YouTube channel. So we're going to have a lot of cool things, kind of look back at the weekend. So it was good to have them. Big shout out to Losi, Proline. Big thanks to Scott and Matt and Max from Losi coming up. To Eric Epp, made a trip out from Proline and Protoform out from California. It was really cool to see him out here. He sponsored Proline, sponsored our kind of best in show, and we had top 3 winners. So congratulate Todd Filter, Chris Gilland, and Smokey Joe. Were the top 3 in that. So big thanks to Eric and the guys at Proline for sponsoring that. Big thanks to Jared, to Kyle and Julia from 5 Star Hobbies. They came and had a beautiful display up showing all their cool stuff they offered. So a big thanks to 5 Star and Jim Campbell and the gang at Teakin for sponsoring the event. Those are our primary sponsors, and we thank them. We've had a lot of sponsors, and we talked about them throughout the weekend, but big thanks to everybody that really helped us out and sponsored the event. A whole lot of shout outs I have to give out to my team that they're the ones that make the event so successful and so good. First of all, Sarah Ann, my daughter, and Ryan Bardaly, they stepped up when we needed help. Unfortunately, just 2 days before the event, 3 of my team members got COVID, and they couldn't fly in to help us. And I was really in a bind, and Sarah and Ryan really stepped up to help us out and took care of registration and tech and everything. And really, they got some very positive comments from people online and stuff, how well tech ran our event, and that was really cool. And I thank them. Big thank to Jeff, Donut, Jose, Chris, Todd, to the Heisey family, Amy, Robin, and Colin. Thank you guys for also stepping up when we were kind of in a bind, and stepping up and helping out. To Sarah Jan and the Wright family, thank you very much for coming and helping. To Jamie, thank you very much. Big thanks to the Kasurik family. They helped us out tremendously, helping us with all a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, and I thank them very much for everything. For sure, there's some people I'm forgetting, and I truly am sorry, but there's a lot of people behind the scene that really helped make it happen, and I thank them all very, very much. Shout out to Joel Navarro, my media guy. Joel travels around the world with me to cover our events, and he did a fantastic job kind of doing our sponsor spotlights and things, taking pictures of the races that are going on, and trying to give the world a view of the straight line showdown that we had. I know some of the other events really haven't had much media coverage, so we really wanted to expose this form of racing to all the people that follow me and follow our events around the world. So it was really cool to have Joel there. He did a great job to do it. More props go out to Corey Kroll from Lifetime. Corey has worked unbelievably to write the software that we wanted to have for this event. I pitched him and Brandon from Live RC and Lifetime. I pitched him the idea, I think, when I got back from Vegas. So it was February. I said to them, hey, I want to do a race. I watched how they do it. They had to have multiple computers and things like that. I says, Lifetime software works so well. Can you write a drag racing software that we can use? So we can use one computer to do everything rather than having to use Excel spreadsheets and two computers and stuff. And Corey and Brandon took it to task, and they absolutely devoted this entire summer to doing it. And it worked very, very well. So I can't thank Corey and Brandon enough for their help. And also to Corey for being at my side all week, helping me when I had to jump out and take care of something. He jumped on the microphone, or if there was a bad accident and the lasers got hit or whatever, Corey was running down the track. You know, he did a bunch of miles this weekend doing it and helping us. So I can't thank them enough. To Brandon Rhodey from Live RC and Lifetime. Brandon did all the design of the tree, and he worked effortlessly this summer to try to make it happen. Him and Eric and Travis were there this weekend, and the team all worked really well together, and it was timed very, very well. It was great to have the data to post. If you were at the race, you saw we were able to post the reaction times and the ETs and stuff like that, and it was really, really cool. Unfortunately, Mother Nature won this past weekend. We had two bad storms that come through. We got through Friday. Friday was supposed to rain. It didn't. We were able to get through all day Friday, all day Saturday. But Saturday night, as we were trying to run a few grudge races and have a little bit of fun, the storms came and everybody pitched in and packed up and stuff like that. And then when we arrived Sunday morning, the track was really wet. And the guy I mentioned earlier, Chuck Young, I woke him up 7 o'clock in the morning and said, Chuck, can you help us out? They went and got the jet dryer that they used for the drag race and a bunch of blowers and everything. We came and we got the track dried right away. Everybody was pitching in, and it was awesome. We really get running done. Rain was supposed to hold off till 3. It came there at about 1:30, whatever, and we had no choice. The wind started howling and tents started getting lifted up, and we had to shut it down. And thanks to Corey again and some of the racers that helped us out, we were able to figure out a fair way to give out the money to each division that we had. We had 5 divisions this weekend. We had the Street Outlaw, the Super Sport, which is very similar to Outlaw, but with no bar, no wheelie bar, and it was really well received. The Arizona guys really liked it as kind of alternative to the 13.5 class. 13.5 is very, very popular around the country in the drag racing world. The only problem with it is to hold a national level event like we had this weekend to award somebody money, there has to be some sort of rules for that 13.5 class. And I took a lot of heat when I announced the classes for the event that, why aren't you doing 13.5? And I honestly said, this is the reason. How can I reward the winner, a couple grand or whatever for winning when we don't know the motor is 100% legal? And if somebody calls me, I say, Scotty, how you know that motor is legal? Well, it's got a 13.5 sticker on it. That's the only basis I would have. So talking to some of the locals here throughout the summer, they had the idea, okay, let's do an outlaw class, but with no bar, no pro mod bodies, and, come up with a name. So we called it Super Sport, and it worked out very, very well. So that was the second class. And then we had 3 ready to run classes. And it's something I really wanted to add to this event was the ready to run classes, because getting new people in the hobby, that's key, no matter what it is, whether it be short course or buggies or whatever it is. We got to get new people into it. And we had to have a class for that. So Losi, Traxxas, and Associated all have ready to run drag cars. So I said, let's do it. So we worked with each manufacturer. They got a rule set that worked out very, very well. And the classes were fantastic. They were so close in a competition. And it was really just, reaction time. The setup you could do was very basic. You could change the shock oil, you could change the diff oil, and change the ride height of the car with shims. And it was really good. We didn't allow the crazy tire traction, nothing like that, only simple green, and it worked out really, really well. So those are the classes we did. Like I said, Corey and some came up with an idea to reward the guys who had 2 wins yet that didn't lose at all. They got more money than the guys who had 1 loss already, and were able to reward and award the winners. Street Outlaw, which was the biggest class, it was voted on by the top 16 guys who were in the final money that Frank Albrecht would be crowned the champion of the event. Frank had no losses in both his entries. Like I said earlier, people could run 2 entries. So it worked out really, really well. Frank was given the overall champion. So it was really cool, and an event that was really well received. And like I said, it was a very positive event. A lot of camaraderie, a lot of people helping others. As I mentioned, the Arizona guys, some of the top guys coming, and there was a lot of guys going over there asking for help, and they were more than willing to help out and really just share the love and passion that they have for this hobby. And that's pretty cool. And it's just going to continue to grow. There's a big race this weekend down in Texas. The big race in Topeka, Kansas is coming in 2 weeks, which is going to be crazy big with a big prize pool and stuff like that. So that was really a cool idea. So if you haven't seen it, you want to check out some pictures, go to our Facebook page. Straight Line Showdown is the Facebook page, and it's got a lot of cool information and pictures and the stories, and you can see the video that was still archived on there from Live RC, and it went really, really well. And my final kind of shout out is to all the racers that came. Not only do I thank you for coming and participating, but when the storms hit, it was absolutely all hands on deck. Everybody was helping tear down our event in just no time before the storms came. They were taking the banners down and the walls and the carpets and pulling the wires and everything. And it was absolutely just fantastic. And I can't thank everybody enough for all the help that they did to make it possible. I see the chat room continuing to roll here. I'm going to try to catch up with Bob. Yeah, we had a lot of ladies racing for sure. Don Perrin, how are you? Amy Icy, she's on. Amy, I hope you heard me. I give you and your family a shout out. Thank you very much for your help. I couldn't have done it without you, and really thank you very much. Yeti's online. How are you? Mike Harrison, LJ Rowan, how are you? LJ, man, this drag stuff is legit. It was so cool. I absolutely want to get into it and start doing it. It was really, really fun and pretty cool. Mike Pruitt was there. How you doing, Mike? Thanks for coming. How you doing, Todd? Thank you very much for your help. And lots of people in the chat room. Awesome. Ricky, how are you? My brother's on there. What's up, Boomer? Jason Bragg, sorry you couldn't make it, buddy. I know it was tough. You couldn't make it. So I hope you can join us next year. We're going to do it next year. I had my closeout meeting with the Great Lakes Dragger yesterday, kind of go over things that they liked or they'd like change and things like that. And, it was really cool. They told me the amount of people we worked out a special deal with Great Lakes Dragger. They had their bracket weekend going that weekend. They normally charge $22 a day to get a wristband to come in and watch the big drags. And I asked them to work out a deal before the event to try to give us a deal for people to come and spend a weekend with us. And they gave us a deal of $15 to get a wristband that you could get on Friday and come the whole weekend. And it worked out great. Total spectators, we had over 100 people pay admission to come watch the RC race. That was pretty awesome. Way more than I expected. And you might not think 100, okay, might not be a lot, but if you think about it, to come to an RC event, it not only got you to watch ours, but you could go over to the big track and watch the bracket racing. And many people made a comment. It was so cool. You're at the line at our race doing a burnout, and 200 yards away at the drag strip, they're doing burnouts over there. It sounds so cool. Brandon said there was a guy that made the comment that about every 10 races, the big track was doing a burnout the same time we were doing it. And it sounded pretty cool. So that was pretty neat. So it was great to have that many people, coming to the event and, and supporting it. And the sponsors got a lot of people coming to their booths, and it was really, really cool. Tim Barth, how are you? Yeah, you're going to Topeka. I read your post earlier, Tim. You can't. You got to push on, man. There's plenty of people that'll help you out there. So it was, yeah, I hope you can. Hope you have good luck down in Topeka. So before we move on, any questions from our everybody that's online about the Straight Line Showdown? I had some cool hats made, and I got some of those extra, and T-shirts and some hoodies that I'm going to be putting on the event website probably after the holiday here. And so if anybody wanted to pick it up, we'll be able to do that. Really cool hats. Mo from Hella Graphics on the West Coast. He's the man. They got that kind of their rubber 3D patch, got the event logo on them. They turned out fantastic, and it's pretty cool. And I'm going to do these for the Chili Bowl too. So anybody going to the Chili Bowl, and I know there's a bunch of Chili Bowl fans that are joining in the chat here. We're going to have some pretty cool hats from for the Chili Bowl that you're going to be able to pre-order. So pretty cool. Ryan Johnson was there. He says, when does registration open? Yeah, I just got some dates from the Great Lakes Dragway folks yesterday, and I'm looking at my calendar to see what is going to work. And it's going to be about the same time frame. I'm looking, I want to move it up a little bit, maybe the start of August, something like that. But I hope in the next week or two, we'll be able to get that out. So it's out almost a year in advance, because I know a lot of people are going to plan their event. I know there's a lot of big races. I know they announced Vegas, the King of the Streets for 2022 is going to be in April this year. I'm not sure yet when they're going to do it, but they said April. So I'm looking right now, last weekend in July to somewhere between the last weekend of July and the last weekend of August. But I hope in the next couple of weeks we're going to have that out there. I see a name here. I need to give a shout out. Phil Henzig, local racer, raced with us at Trackside for 20 years or whatever. He raced this weekend, a true hobbyist, just loves the drag racing thing. The rules in drag racing is pretty much 3 rules that get you disqualified. Red light, jump the light, cross the center line, or in RC racing, hit the wall. If you hit the outside wall, it's automatic disqualification. And the reason is because otherwise guys would just punch it full, ride the wall. You could knock the walls into the lasers. So there's got to be some. So Phil ran his. He ran a guy out of Colorado named Joey Davis. Crazy fast guy Joey Davis is. One of the top guys. And Joey had a problem at the line. It sputtered or whatever, and Phil ended up taking the win. No problem. That was great. After the race, about a race after, Phil comes up to me and says, Scotty, I hit the wall right at the end. I was watching Joey's car as he kind of got out of shape and everything. And Phil came up to me, didn't have to do it, said, Scotty, I hit the wall at the end. I said, wow, I didn't see it. That's amazing sportsmanship to say that. So I called Joey Davis up. And Joey, I said, this is Phil. I introduced him. I said, Joey, that Phil said that he hit the wall and should be disqualified. And instead of Joey saying, cool, I get the W, he said, no, let's rerun. And that was absolutely brilliant from Joey. First of all, from Phil to come and be a great sport like that, to say, hey, I did wrong. I didn't get called on it, but I want to be fair. I want to be honest. Then Joey says, I'm not going to take the win straight up. Let's rerun. And it was absolute sportsmanship. And I asked my media guy, Joel, to do a little feature on it. There's a nice little story about it. But that's absolutely what we wanted our event to be. And there was a couple instances where we had other sportsmen that, had some problems and stuff like that. And everybody was, honest about it. And it was absolutely class act. So to Phil and Joy, it was absolutely the best way to do it. So Phil, tip of the hat to you. Well done. You've been a long time friend, but yeah, your street cred went up big time, because that was cool. And same to Joey. Joey, instead of just taking it straight away. He says, nope, let's do it fair. Let's do a rerun. And that was pretty awesome. So well done, guys. It really cool. Thank you, Rob. Thanks for all your help for being part of our team. Couldn't have done it. Pat McCracken, what's up, Pat? We'll be coming down to Tulsa. Yeah, we'll be doing Chili Bowl time pretty soon. Ken Loopy from Drag Race Concepts. How are you? Well, that'd be great, Ken. I think the industry really took notice. It was great to have some of the newer companies there in the industry. Ken's been around a long time doing drag racing, but now that it's in the mainstream, that people are really taking notice, and it was great to have you there, along with a lot of sponsors that were there. A chance for you guys to showcase your product. We did our sponsor spotlights and our product spotlights for our sponsors. Just a cool way to give you guys some press, and it was really cool. So thanks very much for coming and being part. And Jeff Foster, how are you? Mike Molina from California, how are you? Good to have you online. So that's pretty much what went on this weekend at Great Lakes Dragway. The Straight Line Showdown. It was cool. We had some awesome running. We had one car flip in the air that had to go 10 feet in the air. It was pretty crazy, but some great videos that are out there. And big thanks to everybody that took part, and to Live Time and Live RC and all our team behind the scenes that made it happen. It was really something special, and something that we want to do again. And our goal was to try to give the RC drag racing world the premier event. There's been a couple great events already. I talked about Super Chips, talked to King of Streets in Vegas. They had the Colorado Mile High Mayhem a month or so ago. And so there's been some great races. I just wanted to try to do some things that I've done in our events through the years to try to elevate it and really make something a premier event, give media coverage, give everybody there, 15 minutes of fame, and try to do what we could do to really expose this to many people. And the amount of spectators we had a ton of people that were racing their bracket cars at the big track. They came over to watch and spectate and ask questions and things. It was really something cool to have that many new people coming and joining us. Jan Rotheski from Germany, how are you? Yes, Jan, we do drag racing at the ETS. Yes, that would work. So it's good to have people from around the world. I didn't expect we'd have a lot of international people, because Jan is probably at work working third shift or something. It's must be 2 a.m. or something there in Germany. But it was a great race, and thanks everybody for Ben. Thank you very much. You were there. A lot of great times and everything. So thanks everybody for coming and being part. A lot more stuff that we're gonna try to flow through here in a short hour. Going to try to keep this in an hour. But I'm already going to run long. Up next, our next big event, we got the Indoor Champs coming. That is a on-road race in Cleveland that we do. Excuse me, I got to take a little drink here. And no, this is not, captain or nothing like that. Anybody knows me knows that I don't drink, never had in my life. So this is just water. Monty, thanks for the cool cup. I think it's a Yeti, Sarah. So you'll be happy. I got a Yeti. So we got the Indoor Champs coming up. This is the longest running RC race in all of RC. It has been going 42 years. Thanksgiving weekend. That's right. I said Thanksgiving weekend. In the 82, whatever it was, these guys said, hey, let's do an RC on-road 12-scale carpet race on Thanksgiving weekend. Why they picked Thanksgiving, I have no idea. I didn't even know what an RC car was. Well, 82, I did. The RC car I had was, and I'll date myself, so you old folks, you can back me up. Remember the cars you get, your mom and dad got from like Radio Shack and Sears and stuff like that? It only turned, when you backed up, it only turned left or right. It only turned one way. So you had to back up to turn, with the stick radio and everything. That's the kind of RC car I had in the 80s. And I'm sure some of you guys had that, but it was. So anyways, Thanksgiving, there's a big RC race. And a few years ago, Paul Lemieux from Motive Gravity RC took it over and asked me if I would do the kind of race directing and organizing of it. And so now we've done it for 1 year. We were going to do it last year, but obviously COVID shut it down. So that is going to happen again this year over the Thanksgiving weekend. And it has been just a historic race. 12 scale racing, if you've never done it, is some of the greatest racing, throughout the years of RC. And this race has continued. and it's held in a hotel. It's at the Embassy Suites, which is an awesome hotel for a race, because every hotel room's a suite. They have a pool and stuff like that, but they got a full buffet. But I don't know, this is the highlight of the race or not, but many racers enjoy this. They have free happy hour every night from 5 to 7, free drinks and snacks and stuff like that. So I don't want to say that's why everybody likes to go, but it doesn't hurt. So there's happy hour every night in the evening. But it's a pretty cool race that we hold in the ballroom, and it's just an event that's gone on for years and years and years, and they're really cool. Yes, you'll be able to pit in a room again. That's going to be an option. Some guys want to pit in a foyer area outside the race area. Some guys want to pit in a room, so we're going to be able to do that. You're going to have your option what you want to do, and you'll have to let us know then before registration, before the event. We'll send an email out to everybody to get that, so we know how to lay out the pits and stuff. But it's really cool. It's goes over Thanksgiving, kind of 24-hour practice. Once the track opens on Thursday, I think it's at 1 o'clock or so on Thanksgiving Day. Then the track's open until all day Thursday, all night Thursday, till things kick off on Friday. And it's really a cool event there in Cleveland, Ohio. Thanksgiving, the 42nd running of it. Going to run the same, most of the same classes we did, but we're adding 12-scale rubber tire. It's a new class that has started over the last year, and it's become very, very popular. Normally on 12 scale, you run foam tires. And now with the competitiveness of 12 scale, they're shaving them down to almost nothing. So you end up needing a bunch of tires. Well, they came out with rubber tires, and it's been well received. And I think a lot of the average guys, they're diehard 12 scale guys, but I think the guys that just love to go out and have fun, really embrace this class, and they run GT bodies on them, and it's worked out really well. Become very popular there at the track, the gate, and the area kind of in the New York and Ohio, Michigan area. So we've added that to the event this year. It's the only class that we're adding. Everything else pretty much staying the same, and it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see this, and something new. One set of tires is going to last you pretty much the whole event. And many guys say they get better as you run them. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be using Scott Jakes tires, and they're good product, and it's going to make it, I think, a really fun and new class for a lot of people to enjoy. I'm trying to see if we got any question about it. Benjamin, it is the crown jewel, no doubt. There used to be the Triple Crown years ago, and I hope someday to bring that back and do it. Jeff Brown, SXT. Big shout out to Jeff. He gave everybody in our goodie bag this last weekend a bottle of SXT. And I go back to the drag race, the goodie bag. It was awesome. I've done this in Vegas for many, many years, but we gave a goodie bag to each racer. Each racer got a Proline body, a bottle of SXT, some stuff from Donathan RC, from Motive, and a bunch of our sponsors, One Up Racing, and just a ton of sponsors. They got over $100 worth of stuff in this goodie bag that was given as part of your entry. So you got your t-shirt and everything like that. Your entry was $125. You basically got that much in free stuff with your entry, and that was really, really awesome. So to all the companies that helped with that, it was pretty cool. So that goodie bag was really well received, and shout out to Jeff there for being part of that. So we're talking about the indoor champs at the Hotel Embassy Suites there in Cleveland. It's going to be a good time. Registration is open right now. I know normally entries don't, really fill up for that now, but now that September's here, and in the next 2-3 weeks, once school gets going for everybody, all minds are going to be for indoor racing, and Cleveland's going to fill up pretty quick. We do have a limit on entries because of the amount of pit space that we have available. And so if you have not signed up and you're on the fence, get your entries in right away, because it's going to fill up pretty quick. So make sure you take part in that. It's pretty awesome. I saw Josh Searle. If you know Josh Searle, longtime on-road racer, numerous national champion, numerous Cleveland champion. I saw him busting out the some bodies and some 12 scale. So I don't know if this is the Josh coming out of retirement, coming back, doing a little racing again, but it's pretty cool to have Josh Searle back at the race and doing that. And I would love to get the Magic Man, Joel Johnson. Joel, owner of AKA, that got sold to Horizon Hobbies earlier. So I know he's got a little free time on his hand. Like, Joel, remember back in the day, you used to come to Cleveland over Thanksgiving. Why not? Tell Linda, hey, let's go on a little trip. Let's go to Cleveland for Thanksgiving, something new, and when she asked why you taking all your RC gear, there just happens to be a race there, going on. So you think she'll buy that? I don't think so, but hey, it would be cool to have you there and Josh, and maybe get some of the old school guys like Ralph Birch and Tony Neisinger, and get some of the old school guys back racing some 12 scale. It'd be pretty cool. So that's what's going on. We got the indoor champ, Angus Young from Hong Kong. How are you? Good to have you following along. It is quite the international crowd we got. Zippy, it was awesome to have you and Jen there and all the gang at the drag race last weekend. Great for having you sign on and join us and helping out. I bombarded you with questions all summer, and I appreciate you guys helping. Jamie, yes, we're all old school, Jamie. Come on, you know that. Yeah, Chris, Magic Man, he was the 12 scale. Everybody asked me, Scotty, what's some of the greatest races you ever announced? And without hands down, it's one of the top three. I went down with a bunch of our trackside guys to Dalton, Georgia, 1997. Yes, I know some of you guys weren't even born yet then, but hey, I'm old. So 1997, Dalton, Georgia. I went down there to run mod touring car. I was running with my Tamiya TA03. Plastic is fantastic car. And I was running there, and they asked me to, hey, Scotty, you want to do some announcing? And I really that wasn't my profession, back then. But hey, people asked me to help out, so I did. And it was a 12 scale A main, back when batteries were important in 12 scale. The whole epic story of an 8-minute 12 scale race was how you did battery management. Guys that come out just way too punched at the start, they'd only make 7.5 minutes. Well, it was A main number 3, final lap, Joel Johnson, Josh Searle, both running out of battery, dumping. They both come on the straightaway, just banging doors down the straightaway as they come, and it was a photo finish. We were using auto score back then with a dot matrix printer, so as they come around, it was trying waiting for the announcement of the race, and it was just one of the most epic races I ever remember announcing. It was really, really cool, and one that goes down. So hopefully Josh can maybe join us again for some racing, and maybe we'll talk Joel into it. Jamie, best one when I won the Novak race and the Hooters girls. Oh yeah, I had this great idea that let's get the Hooters girls to come do trophies and everything. So yeah, that was that was a long time ago for sure. 99, holy cow. That was in the early years of the Novak race, back when touring car just started and we wanted to do something cool. We had a big race, and back in the Novak days, Bob Novak and Charlie, when Charlie worked at Novak, they supported it, and it became the Novak race. And as it progressed through the years of trackside, became pretty much the largest touring car race in the country at our little track in Milwaukee. And it was a who's who of the big names of on-road racing back then. And I always remember Mike Reedy coming. It was in January, always in Milwaukee, so it's crazy cold. Here's thin little Mike Reedy, just in this blue Associated jacket. Scotty, why do you do this in January all the time? And it kind of became my very dear friendship with Mike Reedy. Mike Reedy is the guy who he changed so much for our business at Trackside. When there used to be a hobby show in Chicago all the time, and we used to go down there in October. And back when the Novak race, before it was just a Midwest Touring Car Championship, batteries were changing. For those of you guys that are old school like me, remember it was 1700s, then 2000s came out. And then, 3 months later, 2200s came out, and 23, and then 25, or whatever the numbers were. And batteries were changing all the time, and you just couldn't keep up. So I made a rule that I think it was only 2200 milliamp. You couldn't have the latest, greatest. And then motors were getting out of hand. We made it a 13-turn rule. And Mike Reedy really liked it. He called me up one day at Trackside. So this was maybe 97, 98. He said, Scotty, it's Mike Reedy. And oh my God, Mike's calling, Trackside on the phone. And he said, hey, I really like your idea of trying to put a cost control on this so people aren't chasing, the latest, greatest. And he said, I'd like to come out to the race, and I'm going to bring Mark Pavidis and Billy Easton out to your race. Oh my God. I was speechless. First of all, you got Mike Reedy, but then bringing the two biggest names in on-road, Billy Easton and Mark Pavidis, coming to our little track in the back of a building in Wisconsin. David Junn had already come the year before, and it just blew up. Here you got these guys coming to a track in Milwaukee, and that was the beginning of what grew into the Novak race that, through the following 5-6 years just grew to be the race that you had to come to. And it was really something special. And that became my great relationship with Mike Reedy. And Mike, through his years, we became very good friends. He's the one that officially kind of gave me my career start as a commentator in RC. I'll never forget, it was 2001. I was at Trackstar 2000. Mike Reedy calls me up again. He says, "Hey, Scotty, it's Mike. Wanted to know if you'd be interested in coming out to commentate and race direct the Reedy Touring Car Race of Champions at Tamiya track." And I was, again, shocked. I mean, he says, we'll fly you out, we'll pay you, give you everything you need. And I tell a story that, hell, I'd have done it for free. It was Mike Reedy. I mean, this was the most prestigious, next to the World Championship, the next most prestigious race you could be involved in. And it was the beginning of my career as a RC commentator. So I owe it all to Mike without question. And him and I had a really close friendship through the years, and somebody I think about often, and we miss very, very much. He was an icon in the industry, and definitely did a lot. So that's kind of the history of some on road as guys, made a post. But the indoor champs, that's going to happen Thanksgiving weekend. I'm excited to have Mike Wise going to be back with me. Mike helped me a couple years ago when we did it, kind of do a tag team announcing, because it's not 24 hours, but it's kind of 24 hours because the track is open all the time. So Mike kind of tags off with me, and we take turns doing some commentating. So it's going to be cool to have him helping me. He's a great commentator and race director, and makes it really, really a fun and enjoyment to do. So it's going to be pretty cool to do that with Mike again. And looking forward to getting back to Cleveland for Thanksgiving. Then we tried to do this last year, or the COVID year. Oh, Kevin E. Bear, what's up from Quebec, Canada? How are you? Kevin's going to be joining us, getting back to some racing. I like it. Good deal. Yeah, it's going to be awesome to get back some carpet racing. But I wanted to do this last year, and we couldn't because obviously the mess the world was in. But the week directly after the indoor champs, we are going to have a carpet off-road race there at the same hotel. Carpet off-road is going over gangbusters. I really learned about it when we had our EOS race, our European off-road series over in Europe, and it was really, really cool. And when I was doing Vegas, the IIC in Vegas, there I had, for a couple years after Vegas, we did an off-road race the following week, and it really, really was awesome. And now, before all the diehard dirt guys, oh, it's not really off-road. It's just a different kind of off-road. It's a different kind of fun. So yes, it's not dirt and stuff like that, but I always, will make the argument that, you can't say it's not off-road. It's carpet off-road, but it is with jumps and things, and it's just a different kind of fun. So if you never tried it, it is a lot of fun. I got to be able to do it a couple of times, and it's really, really fun. Yes, it's totally different than dirt off-road, but it is really cool and a lot of fun. So we're going to host an event, the U.S. Carpet Off-Road Championships, at the same hotel in Cleveland the week after the indoor champs. And as popular as carpet off-road is getting, it's going to be something that's going to be really cool. Already got reached out from the Schumacher guys, Mikhail Orlowski. If you know him, he's from Warsaw, Poland, arguably one of the top off-road racers in all of Europe, one of the top carpet off-road racers in the world. They've already committed to coming. If this whole COVID stuff lightens up and they can travel here to America, they're absolutely in. I'm sure there'll be a couple more international people that will join us. I know Lee Martin mentioned that he may be able to do it and everything. I'd love to get some more guys to come. I'm confident all the top U.S. drivers are going to be there. And we're doing something kind of different at this year's event. Is normally the carpet off-road races are all handout tire, which I support big time. I think handout tires are great because it really takes a lot of the guessing game. And if you don't have a tire deal, you don't have to have 9 different tires and 9 different compounds with different inserts and everything like that. So handout tires are really cool. The other thing we're doing, so we're going to have handout classes, but we're going to have open tire classes too, because I think it's time. Everybody has carpet tires right now. So let's have the manufacturers battle it out in the pro classes. So we're going to have a modified class that has control tire, but then pro mod that has open tire. So whether you're a J Concepts guy or a Proline guy or, Rothesky guy or any of the whatever tire, Schumacher guy, whatever tires, they're going to have classes both in Pro Stock and Pro Mod that are open tires, but then we'll also have controlled tires too for some of the divisions. We're going to have short course. We're going to have stadium truck. We're going to have a cool class that's going to be really a true sportsman division for. It's going to be handout motor, handout tires, spec gear ratio, and spec battery that you're going to be able to join and be part of to really give a class for new people to get into. It's very intimidating to come to a big event if you're new into the hobby and things like that. So we have a sportsman kind of buggy class that's going to be really cool that hand out all the stuff so you don't have to worry. You just got to bring your own equipment and stuff like that. But motors, batteries, tires, you got to bring your own rims, but it's going to be something that's going to be pretty cool, and we're going to have that. So I'm really excited to do that because carpet off-road is becoming very popular, and doing it at a hotel is really cool. Like I said earlier, really nice hotel rooms, happy hour, and cool buffet breakfast, but it's pretty neat. So we're going to do that there, and we're going to have that super spec buggy class, which, like I said, is all handout. It's going to be pretty cool. Rick Vessel, can you run that? No, because you're a good racer. I mean, you used to be years ago, but I know you still are. Alan, aloha from Hawaii. How are you? Roger Hollingsworth. Hey, Roger. Man, a lot of face I haven't seen. Daniel Wood, the Miata Master from Dallas, Texas. How are you? Good to have you following along. So we're going to have that race there the first weekend in December. So carpet off-road going to be going down in Cleveland, and that's going to be pretty cool. So registration is open for that. That one, I meant to do this, but I was so busy talking, So here we go. There it is, Carpet Off-Road Championship. I forgot to do that. I got all these cool things that I made, but I'm a failure. So, yeah, carpetoffroad.com. That's where the website that has all the information for the event, and you can go to check it out. And there's also on a Facebook page, too. You can do that. Here was the Indoor Champs one. I forgot to do the Indoor Champs one. I got that. I worked and prepped all this stuff, and I am a failure. So we got that going on, and that's what is coming up for the indoor carpet races that we have going on. So the Indoor Champs and the Carpet Champs. And then we got next big one for us after that is going to be the RC Chili Bowl. And I know that lots of people on here. Neil, it'd be great to get some of you UK guys coming over here running on some carpet here in the US. That would be pretty awesome. Benjamin James. No, I haven't set all the rules yet for all that stuff, but that'll be done here in the coming weeks. I'll have all that posted. 100% honest, the focus has been on the straight line showdown drag race. And now that I got that under my belt, I got a few more days of logistics to kind of finish that race up. And then next week, kind of start working on the all the indoor events, the Indoor Champs, the Carpet Off-Road Champs, and the Chili Bowl. All that stuff will kind of come to the top now that I can work on now that straight line showdown is down. Eddie Rogers, how are you? So RC Chili Bowl. So this is a dirt oval race that happens every year in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's a full-scale race that happens on the same fairground area in Tulsa that is just amazing. Hundreds and hundreds of competitors from around the country come, and it's just a awesome race. And years ago, a guy named Scott Butch, 2008, started saying, it'd be cool to have an RC race during the same time. And he started an RC race that has just grew to be something fantastic. And they're, I think this is year 7 for us, I think. So about 7 years ago, they were just, they were having troubles, trying to organize a race. It grow very big. And, these guys, it was just their part-time gig. They're just racers who wanted to put on a race, and they had some trouble. And honestly, it wasn't fair. the headaches that they had and the hard times they got from some of the racers were pretty hard on them. And they finally said, I'm done with this. And I asked him, hey, do you mind if we take it over and kind of continue your vision and your dream and give the racers something really cool? So they gave us the green light, and we took it and ran with it and try to make it the premier dirt oval race in the country. And through the years, it's grown and grown. And over the last couple of years, it's just been absolutely fantastic and something that we really enjoy. Dirt oval is close to my heart because that's what I started when I got out of the Navy and I started racing in 1998. And dirt oval was what I raced. That's what I did. Converted gold tub RC10s and a championship edition, graphite chassis RT10s, and put some Bowlink late model body on it. And that was it. That was mine. It was blue and red was my color back then. Sunoco stickers, Valvoline and everything. Yeah. Auto graphics, decal sheets. You remember those? Oh yeah. That was back in the day. So dirt oval was cool. So I had a chance to kind of get into the dirt oval again. And it was great. And it just through the years had grown and grown and grown. And last year we had obviously with the Rona year going and everything, we had a lot of entries, but a lot of people canceled. And it put us in a weird predicament that we're in because I did a percentage. We had 40% of the participants last year were brand new first time to the Chili Bowl. And we normally have around 400 to 450 entries. And 40% of the people were brand new to the Chili Bowl. And about 40% of the regulars that are there diehard every year didn't come because of the COVID. So we had all these new 40% that came, and majority of them had a good time, want to come this year. Then the 40% of the people that have gone every year that didn't come last year, but they're going to come this year for the Chili Bowl, that gets us a whole lot of entries. And it's caused some logistics, problems and not really problems, but just ways that we have to make solutions to try to fit everybody in, because I'm from the mindset of, as I mentioned, Scott Butts started this in 2008. How do you set an entry limit and tell somebody that's been going to every Chili Bowl since Scott started in 2008? He's been to every one. How do you tell him, sorry, you didn't get in? We sold out in, a couple hours and you didn't make it, sorry about your luck. I'm a big believer in, there's no crying towels and stuff like that, but somebody that's been there. So we try to find a way to accommodate everybody so everybody can join. And there's always the big influx of registration, and then people's lives happen where they can't get off from work, or something happens in the family, or, truck breaks down or something like that they can't come. So we've been able to fit everybody in every year. Nobody's been turned away. You might have to go on a wait list when you make your entry if we fill up, but make sure you select wait list, because everybody that's been on a wait list every year since we started it, having a wait list 3 years ago, has gotten in. So it's that's no problem. So I talked to our team to try to figure out a solution to try to accommodate everybody. The biggest, toughest problem with the RC Chili Bowl is space. We take the biggest space that they have available to us that can accommodate what we need. And they have a bigger arena, but unfortunately it's only allowed for like rodeos and stuff like that. We can't use it for what we want. So I talked to our team, and as I said, the biggest problem we have is space. And the thing that takes up the most space are the trailers. We had 30 trailers last year that came. And I said that was 40% new people, and there's 40% that didn't come that still want to come. So we're going to have far more trailers this year. And I 100% understand why everybody that has a trailer likes to bring their trailer. We've allowed them since the beginning, and we're going to continue to allow them. I don't want to, not allow them. We had to make a size limit 3 years ago, I think it was, guys. Wasn't about 3 years ago, where we had to go down to 16-foot maximum size. You would say, why? Well, because we had some guys bring 24-foot trailers that had 2 people pitting in them. I mean, just these massive things that were beautiful and all decked out, looked like a NASCAR trailer. We had a couple of them, but they had 2 guys in them, and we just couldn't give up that much space for just 2 guys. So we had to put a limit to 16 16-foot trailer, and it's worked out very well. The problem we're going to have now is that we're going to have too many trailers. So, as I said, I talked to our teams to be able to do this. We are going to rent the hall that's right, the barn that's right next to ours, next to our Mustang Arena. They have a big barn. It's just like ours that we're going to house all the trailers in that one. That is going to allow everybody to still bring trailers and still give us room in our arena for everybody that just brings tables and chairs and easy ups and stuff like that. And our manufacturer row, where the manufacturers have their displays with their trailers and stuff like that. That's all still going to be there, but it's going to open up so we can accommodate all the new racers that are going to join us. We basically had two choices. A, outlaw trailers completely, not allow them at all, which I didn't want to do, or we have to rent the hall, the barn arena next to us, and we're going to house all the trailers in there. And it's not much. It's right next door. There's about a vestibule. It's about a 10-foot vestibule or whatever between the two, and it's a covered walkway between. And the PA systems will work. So the same PA you hear in the racetrack arena is going to be here, there, and there's lights and everything like that. So it won't be any problem. It's just that's the only way we're going to be able to accommodate all the trailers to be able to join if you want to bring a trailer. Again, we had two options: outlaw trailers completely, which I didn't want to do, or come with this solution where we're going to have to do that to be able to do that. So, and like I said, I know a lot of people enjoy having a trailer. They like it. And if you've been to the race, you know some of these guys got it decked out. It's nice to be able to just close the door, lock up, call it a night, and then come back the next day. So we're going to do that. There is going to be a fee to bring a trailer if you want to do it, because obviously there's a fee to rent this arena to be able to house them. It's your choice if you want to bring a trailer, but we're doing all we can to accommodate everybody that wants to come and be part of this. And it should work out very, very well that you have this arena that's right next door. So it's not like it's a mile walk. It's absolutely adjacent to the venue where we had the racetrack. And honestly, if you were in the far corner of the Mustang Arena, this is probably going to be a shorter walk to go. It's right by where the bathrooms and the concession are if you've been there before. So it's going to be a good solution to be able to make sure everybody can still bring their trailers and still participate in the event. LJ saying we're going to sell out in 2 hours. I don't know. LJ, to all our Chili Bowl, I want you to know, we've had the mad rush of entries when it goes live. I talked to my webmaster. He's going to be sitting at his computer. He's already called the web hosting, whatever it's called, to make sure we have the most megabytes, gigabytes, or whatever we can have, so our website doesn't crash. So we've done all we can to try to do it. Last year we had problems where we had so many, boom, at 7:00 when the entries opened, it was a mad rush. But entries going to open next week, Wednesday, at 7 p.m. our time, Central Time, at rcchilibowl.com. So if you haven't made an account and everything yet, you can do that ahead of time to make sure you signed in, and it's going to be awesome. And the RC Chili Bowl has grown to be it's the World Championships of Dirt Oval, because there is no sanctioned World Championship. And the Chili Bowl has grown to be that. And if you're in the dirt oval world, this is a race you want to attend. And if you're blessed enough to be at the top of your game and win, this is one that you would be very proud to have on a mantle. We got, if you follow the real Chili Bowl, they have these award called the Golden Driller. It's a statue of the kind of golden driller that's in front of the Tulsa Expo. In the early years when I took this over, I contacted the company that makes them to try to get duplicates made for our RC event. They shut me down. They said no. So I talked to the folks at MX Trophies, and we have something I think is even nicer, kind of a really cool golden driller, really nice award that we give to the winners of all the classes from MX Trophies. So it's pretty cool. So that's going to be something you want to look forward to. So next week, this coming Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, rcchilibowl.com is when entries will open up at 7:00. So hopefully everything goes well, and hopefully we get a good turnout, and we get a lot of people that want to come. Like I said, there's a whole lot of new people last year that want to come, and they're coming back. A lot of people that have been there every year that didn't go last year are coming back. So it's going to be pretty cool. Classes are going to stay the same for the class offerings that we have. We run SC modified and B mod, street stock, wingless, Midwest modified and late model, and master sprint and outlaw sprint. All those classes are going to be the same. I know there was a lot of guys that wanted some classes added. I got a lot of talk from a lot of people, but honestly, we have every level from, very experienced classes like, outlaw sprint to more of the entry level beginner to intermediate classes like B mod and street stock. So everything is full there, and we just have no room in the day to add any more classes. And as much as I really wanted to, there's just no way we could do it, especially, we don't know what entries are going to be, but, we're assuming they're going to be pretty strong. And it's just, we run from, 7 in the morning till 7 at night already. So it's going to be so tough to add classes. And we're just going to, this year, we're going to see how it goes once everything is back open and everybody's there. We're going to see how it goes and run the same classes that we had for last year. Sorry about that. The big question that everybody is waiting for is tires, right? You guys, Jared's already same tires for each class. Oh yeah. So, everybody's asking about that. So this is what's going on for tires for the, SC modified and B mod class. We're going to, stay on DE racing, tires, the, G6T groove tires that we've, run for the last few years. In street stock, we will continue with the J Concept Sprinters. Great tire, works very well, has worked fantastic for that street stock division. Wingless division, we're still going to stay with the DE Outlaw Sprint. Those tires have worked very, very well in that division, and it's going to stay on. In the Masters and the Outlaw division, we've always used AK rebars. I have now, with AK being purchased by Horizon Hobby, I reached out to the production manager that's in charge of the production at AKA. They have no changes in their production schedule. We had no problem last year getting tires. I talked to them. They are prepared and ready for the influx of tire orders and things like that. So we were staying on rebars for the Masters division and for the Outlaw Sprint class. The reason I want to stay with them, because everybody knows the tires. They work great. Many people have many of them still bagged up from previous years. So there was no reason to change them as long as production was going to be okay. And I reached out to them a few weeks ago, had a wonderful discussion with them, and they're behind the event 100%. And, we're going to stick with rebars. They, as I said, they work very well. Everybody knows them and everybody has them in their pit bag already. Many people have them. They use them at many, many races around the Midwest region and down in Oklahoma, Texas area and things like that. So we're staying on rebars. The last two classes are Midwest modified and late model. We've used a Hoosier tires for those classes for the last few years that Proline has made. Through the years, the guys have struggled to get those to work on our surface and dirt that we've had, and they've had to do a lot of stuff to kind of get them to work. So as we were preparing for this year, I looked at alternative tires that we can use. And so we are going to have a tire change for the Midwest modified and late model. We are going to stick with Proline tires. We are going to be using the Whole Shot 3.0 tires from Proline. Whole Shot tires have been great for years. They have a new 3.0 that's a bit beefier tire. It comes with a closed cell insert compared to the old ones where they just had that white sponge kind of foam insert. So for this year, or for 2022, the upcoming, we'll be using Proline Whole Shot 3.0. And I'll have the website updated here after this show. I'll update the website with the part numbers, but if you got a pen and paper handy, the part number is Proline for the fronts. It's Proline 8290-02. That's the M3 compound for the front, and 8290-03s for the M4. Those are the front tires. They offer both front and rear. The other reason we went to these, because it's only in two compounds, and that makes simplicity very, very good, just like the AK. They had them in soft and super soft. So again, the front tire is 8290-02, or 8290-03. The 02 are the M3 compounds, and -03 are the M4 compounds. Silky, yes, front tires. So same front and rear. For the rears, it's part number 8282-02, which is the M3 compound, and 8282-03, which is the M4 compound. Those are the rear tires. They come with the closed cell insert, so you'll be able to use those, and they'll work out very, very well. This, I think, is going to be a good change. As I said, many people were struggling with the Hoosier tires on our specific surface because we have quite a mix of loamy to a kind of hard pack as the race progresses and things like that. And we'll adjust where this category, the Midwest modified and late models, are in the program to make sure they're on a more loamier surface. But the Proline whole shot tires work very, very well. And, it's whole shot's probably the longest running tire maybe in the history of RC. Proline been making whole shots for eons, and they work on, so many different surfaces. So we know that these are going to work very, very well. I talked to our team, and everybody really thinks it'll be a very, very good choice to be able to move the Midwest modified and the late model divisions into a new tire for the upcoming race. So whole shots 3.0s. You got to make sure there's 2.0s and 3.0s. We'll be using the 3.0s. Eric, he says, count me in Midwest modified. There you go. Exactly. I think the response is going to be very popular. Whole shot's been a great tire. I really thank Proline. They've been behind the Chili Bowl ever since we really started adding these classes to some spec tires and things like that. So I think it'll be a good choice to move to this new tire. So whole shot 3.0s are what we're going to be using for the Midwest modified and the late model division. You will need to run the inserts. They come with them. You don't need to buy separate inserts. They all come in the package with the closed cell insert. We're still going to follow the same rules as we do for inserts, where you can't modify them or cut them or anything like that, glue them to the rim. All those rules will be are on the website, and everything will be updated here after the show. I'll update all that stuff. So let's see what we have. Any other questions regarding that here? Thank you, Tyler. I'm glad you think so. I think so. Our team, I talked to everybody, and I think it's going to be a good choice for sure. Thank you, David. Tyler Johnson says Midwest modified for me. Awesome. Yeah, it's a cool class, and we're definitely going to be doing that. I think it'll definitely get a lot of people in it with that tire, because it's you're going to have plenty of bite, plenty of traction, and they work very, very well. And the new design has a really good carcass, kind of really supported, and with the closed insert, it's going to work very, very well. Try to scroll through any more of the comments here that I missed. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Any other questions that we got for the clarity? J Chip clearing a SC mod body. I don't know most of the rules. That's never been really come up. You can send me an email if you have a specific question and things like that. Lynn Curl, how you doing, Lynn? Going to come back, kind of defend your championship. Lynn, we got the big W last year. Going to be pretty cool. So, yes, entries open next week, Wednesday. Don't be late. Tell your friends to sign you up or whatever. It's going to be a really big show, and we're excited. I don't know when it's going to sell out. Hopefully everybody gets a chance to get in, but we're going to try to take as many entries as we can. We normally have about 60 heats at the race, and that allows us to get the full program in. We normally run 7 to 8 cars a heat. With the change in moving the trailers out and stuff, it's going to give it a little bit more room. We're going to widen up the track a little bit. Not necessarily make it, much longer and thing, just mainly widen it so we can try to run a few more cars in our heat races and things like that to accommodate more entries. That is our plan. I've talked to Travis, our track builder and everything, and he thinks it's a good way to be able to accommodate, everybody that wants to race. We can run a couple more cars in a heat race, still try to keep around that 60 heats like we normally run every year, and should be able to keep us within the same kind of time frame that we have. There is going to be a bit of a change of the schedule on Monday, but that'll be coming. I'll post that here over the next couple of days, where we try to get everybody in a little bit sooner and get the load in a little bit better, things like that. So there'll be some updated schedule to there on Monday. We're going to try to have a little bit of practice on Monday night or Monday kind of late afternoon, evening. So no seating or anything like that. Normally we just practice on Tuesday, but obviously the one complaint everybody has, we want more practice, Scotty. Can we get more and more people, to get some more laps on there? So we're going to try to answer everybody's wishes and try to do the load in a little bit earlier. Now with moving the trailers into a separate room, it's going to make load in so much easier that we'll be able to do that. So it should allow us to get a couple hours of practice in on Monday, late afternoon, early evening, to just get some laps on the track and get everybody dialed in for what we hope is going to be the biggest and best RC Chili Bowl ever. Read some more question here. No, Jason Moore, it's going to be right on our event site, rcchilibowl.com. Across the top, it's got all the tabs, and you just click on the registration link. It'll take you to the registration, and you can go in and do that. You can go in now and make your account. So you make your account so you don't have to deal with that on registration with the big push to try to get in. So you can go in and make your password and sign in and all that so that you have that ready come next Wednesday. But it's at rcchilibowl.com is where you're going to want to do that. Bob, Vegas is calling. They miss us. Yes. It's funny, Bob. I was in Vegas for that drag race. If you were with us earlier, I was there in February, and the restaurant that is in our hotel, arguably the best steakhouse I've ever been to. So a couple of us went there to have a nice steak, and the manager of the steakhouse was our old catering manager for when we were there. Sergio is his name. And he's like, "Oh man, Scotty, can you bring the race back and everything?" They would have gave us a song last year. You know what I mean? They were giving the hotels away last year to be able to come, but then we'd have been faced with the same thing. This year coming back is everybody's starting to go back to Vegas and everything. It's tough. I miss doing Vegas. It would have been, it'd have been great to continue that, but we had a good 15 years, didn't we, Bob? It was many good memories. That's for sure. My pleasure, Wolfman. It's a pleasure. Hope you can make it this year. I know it must have been just painful for you last year not being able to be there, not be able to make it. But we missed the howl in the pits from the Wolfman. So if you don't know Wolfman, imagine the howl of a wolf. He sounds just like that. More questions. Benjamin, yes. The hotel is wide open. You can come and watch. So if you got friends or family that want to come and watch, you surely can do that. Definitely can do that. So it is open to public. Oh, Wesley call. What's up, Wesley? I don't know if we're going to have that many. I mean, that'd be crazy. We couldn't do that many. We'd have to, no, we'd have some waiting list if it got to 650. I mean, it'd be pretty humbling if we get that many guys who want to do it, but that would be crazy. Troy Alfred, how are you? Hope you guys are going to make it. I'm sure you will. You guys are family, joining us all the time. Trying to see any other questions I missed. Demand, 16 foot is the maximum size. We're going to stick with that. That same size. For this year. It worked very, very well. And like I said, with the unknown, we had 30 or 31 trailers last year, I think it was. If we got another, well, we couldn't fit in the Mustang Arena. If we got another, we couldn't fit anymore. If you guys were there last year, Travis changed up the way we laid out the room. I give him all credit on that because I didn't see the vision he had. He said, "Scotty, trust me on this." And I trust him 1,000%. We changed the way we put the track and everything, and it worked out fantastic. But if we got another 10, 20 trailers, we couldn't have did it. So this is the best way to do it, to be able to do it. Like I said, unfortunately, we have to rent the venue next to us, or the arena and barn next to us. But it's going to be able to continue to having trailers for everybody. And as I said, a lot of people want to do that. Ronnie, absolutely. Hi, Ronnie. How are you guys? Yes, you're still going to be able to bring easy ups and everything like that. And we're going to have the rows painted on the ground. But the nice thing is it's going to open up a lot of room, not having the trailers. So people are going to be able to be, I think, a bit more comfortable, both in the trailer area, because they're going to have more space to put their easy ups around them and stuff like that, as well as in the main Mustang arena there. So that's going to be, I think make it better. But like I said, we have two choices. You don't have to bring a trailer. I mean, you can just pit with tables and easy up like everybody else. But I know there's a lot of people that do like trailers. But we had two options: no trailers at all, or rent this next room, the barn next to us, and make that accommodate for all trailers. So that's what we're going to do. And like I said, you have your option to bring a trailer or not, but it's the only option we can to be able to do it. Need an Iowa trailer section. Yeah, Tony, we could do that. You know that now that we have a lot of room, if you got, 4 or 5 guys that want to do that, we can kind of load everybody in together and do that. It's going to be a lot less stress because we'll be able to just do that one room with trailers and stuff like that. And then the main Mustang arena with all the tents and everything. So we can surely do that. It's just up to you. So there is going to be a fee to be able to do that, because there is a big cost of being able to do that to rent that room, but you're going to be able to, bring your trailer if you want. It's going to be $100 for the entire week if you want to bring a trailer to do it. And for those of you guys think that's money going in a pocket, that's absolutely not. Anybody that's been there know these rooms are very big, and they don't give them away for free. So we have to be able to cover that cost that it's going to take to rent that room for 6 days, that barn and arena. So that is what's going to be. Ronnie, the vendors will still be on Manufacturers Road, just like we had, kind of leading up to the tech here, everything that'll be all there. In the Explorer barn and arena where the trailers are going to be, the PA system, I talked to the PA guy this week. So the same PA, the sound that goes on in the Mustang arena, where the racetrack is, you guys will hear that same thing. So it's not like you're not going to have audio or anything like that. That'll still be available to there. Again, not everybody's going to want to bring a trailer, and I understand that. And but you have the option to pit just one easy up in tables for that. Get a happy hour, Gene. There we go. Well, yeah, do a little kegger, kegger just for the beer guys or for the trailer guys. Just have a little kegger party going in there. I'm down with that, right? Dustin just got here. Dustin just recovering from his drag racing exploits this last weekend in Wisconsin. Dustin, we're talking about Chili Bowl, talking about tires. All classes are the same with the exception of Midwest Modified and Late Model. We are moving to the Whole Shot 3.0 tires from Proline, with the included closed cell inserts. And I'll have the part numbers listed on the website here. After the show's done, I will update the website with that. Again, Whole Shot 3.0s. Make sure, because there's 2.0s and 3.0s. So make sure they're the newer one, 3.0s with the enclosed insert. That's what we're going to be using for Midwest Modified and Late Model. Sprint cars will continue on AK rebars. Wingless on the DE Outlaw tires, Street Stock on the J Concept Sprinters, and SE Mod and B Mods will continue to be on the DE Racing Grooved G6T tires. Daniel Strasser from Hawaii. Aloha. How are you? So that pretty much covers it right now. Justin Draymar, what's up? Justin, one of our champions from the Chili Bowl. He's joining us. Good to have you. Hope you're going to be able to make it again this year, Justin. You want to make Dustin continue on the Hoosiers. There you go. Otherwise, that's pretty much what I got here on my notes. Entries again go live next week on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the rcchilibowl.com. What's up, Sonny? How are you? Sonny's going to join us again. Outstanding. Glad Sonny's been racing with us for years. Darren Least, how are you, Darren? Good to see you online. Darren, a longtime racer from the Northern Illinois area, off-road racer for a long, long time. Hope you're doing. Jason Van Heis, how are you? Good. I'm glad you're going to be coming up. Jason made his debut last year, ran really, really well. Philip Jones from Minnesota going to make the road trip down. Good deal. Tim McNutt's in the house. What's up, Tim? Tim's going to help us with Trey Ford, be our tech gurus. Thank you, Tim, for joining us again. Dustin will be there. Thank you very much. Uh-oh, my phone's beeping. That means I screwed up here. Oh, no, I can't race tomorrow. No racing tomorrow. I wish, but no, too much work to do. Glad you're going to be able to make it. Phil, I hope you can bring some Minnesota guys down with you. It'd be great to have a bunch of guys. Billy Stewart's going to join us. What's up, Billy? How are you? It's going to be a good time. It's the 10th through the 15th. We're going to have, and as I mentioned, Dustin and I mentioned it earlier before to join the broadcast, we're going to update the Monday schedule a little bit. Since we're going to have trailers loading in one room and open pitting in the other room, that's going to free up some time, and I hope to get a little bit of practice in Monday, late afternoon, early evening. Nothing crazy. We're not going to be running until midnight or anything like that, but get a couple hours of some track time on Monday for some practice, because it's the one thing everybody asks for. Scotty, we want more practice. Come on, I'm a racer. I'm the same way. I want to get more track time, right? So we're going to have a little bit of an open practice on Monday, late afternoon. I still have to work out the details of the exact schedule, but that's going to happen, and we'll try to get everybody a little bit more running. Mike Pruitt, thank you. The guys did a great job at the showdown, and this weekend with Ryan and Matt McDonough, Donut, and Sarah Ann helped out. They did, they really did a good job. Try to keep it as fair as possible. So it was really good. Yes, we're going to do handout motors again for the wingless class. That worked out very, very well. Come on, Ronnie. I need as much practice as I can get. Come on. Do drag races in the parking lot. Andy. No, that won't work in that parking lot. There's too much dirt and hay and straw and everything like that. So, no, the Chili Bowl will be enough to go on. That's going to keep us very, very busy. Donut, Tuesday Night National. That's going to be starting up pretty cool. I was going to talk to Jamie here at Trackside, try to get that going. Not this Tuesday, maybe the following Tuesday. I wanted to do it. I want to get some stadium truck going on some Tuesday night. What do you say? You down with that? Dirt drags. We could do that, Jerry. I'm sure we could do that. There's a plenty enough stuff. Get some tractors going. Rob, yes, I'm pretty sure I'm getting hired by the fine folks at Trackside to announce the Associated Off-Road Championships in November. That's the hope. I got a couple announcing games. I got in 2 weeks. This is cool. I'm finally going to get back to overseas, I think. Our European Touring Series goes on, and we've had a couple races here that just got going again. And we're going to be going to Amsterdam, just outside Amsterdam, to a little town called Apeldoorn. They have a beautiful track there. And it's going to be my first trip outside the country in 19 months. And those of you guys that know me, I'm usually overseas once or twice a month. So it's going to be pretty weird, I think, to get back on a plane for that long again and go there. But they say all I need is to have a negative test before I go and a negative test before I come back. So we're going to try to, as my brother said, get stabbed in the brain and hopefully get a negative test so I can do that. So I'm looking forward to getting back to our ETS family. It's been painful for me the last couple of races. I mean, I'm 50% owner of the series, me and Uwe Reinhardt, and I haven't been able to go to my own series the last couple of races because I just couldn't get, couldn't leave the country. So the Netherlands, the restrictions are a bit more relaxed for some countries. Our good friend Ali Megan and the UK guys, they can't fly from the UK to the Netherlands. That's still a no-go country. But right now, as of now, we can do it as long as I got a negative test. So I'm looking forward to get back overseas. Then I got Blue Ridge Nationals in October down in Virginia, working with Josh and his guys. It's an indoor arena 8-scale race that I did 2 months ago. That was awesome. A beautiful arena venue. It was really cool. So we had a good time, kind of cool racing format, just like the Chili Bowl, where it's all heat races, not qualifying, go-kart 1, go-kart 2. It's all heads-up racing that we did, and it was really, really cool. So looking forward to doing that. Blue Ridge Nationals in October. And then, boom, I got the indoor champs, and we got the carpet off-road champs in Cleveland. Then maybe I get to go race in December. I'm going to try to go to the Miami Grand Prix and run some 8-scale on-road there, do that. And then it's Chili Bowl time in January. And then hopefully the world is out of the mess by the turn of the new year and we can kind of get back to a lot of racing. So I'm hoping for that. Do some racing at trackside here to get ready for the Associated race the first weekend in November. That's always a good time, and get to do that. Neil, I hope we can get the EOS going again for sure. Tim, I don't know, as for masks, I don't know what the Tulsa state rules are yet. In the contract and information, I didn't get the health requirements like we did last year. That was such an issue. I sent an email to them 2-3 days ago and, asking for the complete details and everything. So, oh, Neil, you could drive. Flying is allowed with strict testing. But again, crazy times at airport being processed. Well, now hopefully some of the UK guys can come then if they find a way, drive to the Netherlands, drive through, get through France and then go through Germany and back around and stuff like that. So, yeah, that'd be cool if some of you guys could come. Kevin Kleinman, I used to be busy. Now, nothing. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting back to work, and I've been unemployed for, 18 months. So it's been tough. So I'm looking forward to getting back at it. Let's see if there's any other questions here before we wrap things up. Oh, Ronnie, I want to get the Wild Bills. I wanted to do that when we were down in Dallas, but when I was there for the Nationals. But unfortunately, the days just got too long and I couldn't. Chris Draper, how are you? Scott Schultz, how are you? Good to have everybody chiming in. Jerry says Oklahoma is mask-free. It may be. I just don't know if the state fair is. They hold the state fair in 2 or 3 weeks, so we'll be able to find out from our friends down there. I like wearing the gaiters, too. That worked, but they don't allow them on the airlines no more. But I found a way around it, so I got my own little system I from when I fly. So, I love doing these little chats, kind of recap the races that we had. I wanted to talk about the U.S. Nationals, the Roar Nationals last week. I didn't get a chance to do any research on everybody that won. I know Dakota Fenn won, I think, 2-wheel and 4-wheel. Big shout out to Cole Tollard winning his first Roar U.S. National Championship in modified truck. Tip of the hat to you, Cole. Well done. Big clap for you. To our own Chase Lemieux from right here in Milwaukee. TQ'd one of the rounds in modified truck and was definitely in the hunt for the win, racing with Cole and Ty Tessman and Dakota and all the big dogs. So shout out to young Chase Lemieux on a well done. So it was pretty cool. I don't know whoever other races. It sounded like it was a crazy tough race. I heard Ryan Mayfield didn't make the A main and 2-wheel. I saw that he posted something about that. I mean, Ryan Mayfield arguably one of the best 10-scale racers on the planet, and struggled to make the A in 2-wheels. So it must have been just crazy tough conditions. Jason Walecki, how are you? Hope you can make it to the Chili Bowl this year. And that's pretty much all I got. So thank you, everybody. What are we, an hour and a half into this? I wanted to try to keep it an hour, but, I talk too damn much. So that happens. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. I really enjoy doing this. And somebody asked me all the things behind me here. These are kind of mementos of events that I went where people gave us kind of thank you to events. I got, let's see, this one here is from the Mateo family in Spain when we went to Gran Canaria. They gave me a nice memento for doing that. Some of these are from the Philippines. There's the Philippine Masters. There's the Kawagaya race in Davao that I went to. They sent me that. A cool picture that I had here from Vegas. We had 6 world champions there. And it was something that was just epic that I wanted. I got a picture. Andy Moore, Mark Reinhardt, Yillis Grosskamp, Alexander Hagberg, Bruno Coelho, and Ronald Volker. To have 6 world champions at our event in Vegas, one of the most proudest moments of my life. For all these guys, they get to pick and choose what race they want to go to, and to have them decide to come to our race, that was pretty awesome. Got more. I got a cool hand painted picture of me from a good friend, Christian, over in Europe, did that. I had a friend make a bobblehead of me. I got that. My dear friends in Malaysia, when I had the AOC in 2014 in Malaysia, they gave me a very nice, thank you. And I have that right up there. And then one of the best awards I've ever won, the Sven Behringer Family Reunion Race. First place, 8-scale on-road masters, where I beat my arch rival, Rick Wong, in 8-scale. I raced his class for the first time, and I got the W. So that is a award that is very, very right there, very important to me, that I will always have hanging on my mantle. So I know Rick is in Shanghai right now. He's not watching us, but that's on my wall there. Looks like that's all I got. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I'm going to try to do it every couple weeks, just our little take on the world. I'm going to have some guests, sometimes try to invite some people in and have a little chat as we lead up to these races. I'd love to have a couple Dirt Oval guys come in and chat for a little bit, and love to get some of the drag race guys that we had at the event with us, and just bring a little bit of my style and my world of RC to everyone around the world. So if you got a chance, please, I'm trying to do this YouTube thing that everybody does. So if you get a chance, please go to our YouTube page, click the subscribe, the like, the thumbs up, all that stuff you hear people do. I got to be that guy now, because we're only at like 200 people, subscribers or whatever, and I want to try to get that up. So if you're a friend of mine that enjoys what we do, please take a moment, just go to the YouTube, and look up the Scotty Ernst Productions and click a subscribe. It really will help us out as we get to, share our love for the hobby with more people from around the world. And it's been a truly world event. We've had Europe and Asia and Hawaii and all over joining us. Thank you, LJ. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you here in a couple months in Tulsa. And to everybody that's been joining us here throughout the day and all the different channels and everything we have, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Like, again, if you click any of our Facebook page, like those pages, and especially go to our YouTube page and just take a moment and subscribe to that. It'll really help us out, and we continue sharing all this love that we have for RC. So thank you, everybody, for joining us and being part of the event and our little stream here. And hope you can join us next time. Hopefully in a couple weeks, we'll do this again. Have a little chat about all things RC in the world according to Scotty here on This Week in RC. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See you next time.